Welcome to ASHEPA HSE Roundtable, a platform created to give a voice to all African safety leaders, practitioners, and real-world experiences. This roundtable exists for one simple reason: to share practical insights, hard lessons, and contextual solutions that help protect people at work across our continent. In each episode, we sit down with HSE leaders to explore three key parts. First, their personal journey into safety and leadership. Second, a deep dive into a critical HSE topic. And lastly, a rapid fire segment with clear, practical takeaways from professionals at every step. So every episode, we will have each leader going through these three points. I'm your host, Hussein Fikry. Every day, millions of people go to work with one simple expectations: that they want to return home safe, healthy, and unharmed. Yet, many risks give warning signs long before harm occurs. And for our very first episode, we are honored to be joined by the President of ASHEPA, President Wilson, as we discuss how leadership and technology, including artificial intelligence, can help us seek risks earlier and prevent harm before it occurs. Joining us today is President Wilson, a respected HSE leader and president of ASHEPA, whose work has shaped safety thinking across Africa. President Wilson, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the HSE Roundtable ASHEPA. Welcome to our first episode.
Thank you very much, Hussein. It's my honor to be here and to contribute to this important conversation about protecting people and the environment that we work in. Thank you very much.
We are welcome. And President Wilson, before we go into the technical discussion, which I know today is one of the most interesting topics for yourself, before we go to this technical discussion, we would like to understand your journey. How did you begin your career in health and safety and environment?
Okay, so that's thank you again. So my career in health and safety and the environment began with a deep understanding in people and the conditions under which we work. So very early in my career, I saw health and safety is just about rules, procedures, compliance. I noticed that it's really about protecting lives, preserving health, and creating workplace where people can perform with confidence and dignity. That understanding became more than just a profession for me. It became a calling and continual commitment to leadership, prevention, and positive change.
Okay, was there a defining incident or experience that fundamentally changed how you viewed safety leadership? Something happened in your career which changed how you view safety?
Yes, absolutely. One of the most important lessons I learned was that serious accidents really happen without warning. In many cases, the signs are there, but they are ignored or misestimated. That reality changed my perception completely. Safety leadership is not just about reaction. It's about being proactive, paying attention, asking right questions, and creating a culture where people feel responsible for preventing harms before it occurs. That was the major shift in my thinking.
That's very nice to hear. So, how was your understanding of effective HSE leadership evolved from your earlier career to your current role leading ASHEPA at a continental level? How did it change?
So early in my career, I view health and safety leadership mainly through an operations lens. Uh, Compliance, inspection, systems, and accident control was what I used to think health and safety leadership used to be. Those elements are still very important, of course, but over time, my understanding has grown much broader. Today, I see effective health and safety leadership as ability to influence culture, inspire accountability, and connect safety to the bigger picture of organizational excellence and sustainable development. So now, at the continental level with ASHEPA, I also see leadership as a platform for advocacy, collaboration, and raising standard across industries and countries. So for me, leadership today is not only technical, it's a strategic, human centered, and transformational.
Yes, this is very, very nice to hear from you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we go to our second segment to dig deeper in a technical point, speaking about AI and our workplace safety. So, Mr. Wilson, today we're discussing how artificial intelligence can enhance occupational safety, health, and environmental monitoring. When you look at AI through the lens of safety, what do you see?
Yeah, so I see possibility of moving from reaction to prevention. AI allow us to detect patterns, weak signals, and early warnings that human alone might miss, giving us the chance to act before harms occur. So for decades, many organizations have operated with familiar circle. An incident happen, investigation is followed, but the truth is that by then someone may already be injured. Some people may be already sick, and the environment may already be affected. So AI offers us the chance to distort this circle. We are now able to interrupt this circle earlier, and it can detect patterns across data that people cannot easily see, and this can pick up weak signals before they become stronger consequence. And in safety, that can mean everything.
Yes, of course, that is a very powerful idea. That safety is no longer only about responding well, but also seeing things early. Let us make that real for the listeners, Mr. Wilson. What does that look like on real ground? How can we implement this on real ground?
So let's look at this. Imagine a construction site. A worker or workers are moving between equipment, elevated platforms and active zone.
Yes.
And AI-enabled systems can identify if someone enters a dangerous area without uh, proper protection.
Mm.
They can detect unsafe proximity between vehicles and pedestrians, and they can highlight risk in real time. So imagine a factory also. Sensors are constantly collecting data, temperature, vibration, pressure, air quality. So AI can analyze that flow of information and recognize abnormalities or abnormal conditions that, so it will help us before equipment fail or exposure worsen. So another scenario is, imagine a chemical facility or a mining a site, or a large industrial plant where AI can help monitor gases, substances, and then environmental deviations that can be faster seen or faster detect, than the traditional manual review. So in each case, the value is that earlier warning creates earlier action.
Of course, an aerial action can prevent a tragedy. Of course, yes. Okay, let's talk about health because some workplaces harm is not immediate. It might come by a long time. It's chronic effect. So can you tell us how this can be detected on a long term?
That's right. Some of the most dangerous workplace risks are invisible at first. Heat stress, fatigue, noise, exposure, dust inhalation, toxic substances, repetitive strain, and poor air quality. So workers may continue performing their duties whilst the risk is slowly building around them. And this is where AI becomes a powerful ally. It can combine data from wearable, environmental monitors, exposure systems, and work patterns to identify a harmful trend much earlier. Instead of waiting for the body to show distress, organization can act when the system begin to showing warning signs. So that is not just a smart management, that is a responsible leadership, which can help us to move from reactive to proactive response.
That line is very important. Responsible leadership. Because technology is one thing and intention is another. There's also the environmental side. AI is not just helping us protect people inside the workplace. It can also help us monitor what workplace is releasing into our world around it. Correct?
Absolutely. You know, a strong safety culture cannot separate workers' safety from environmental responsibility. So, AI can help us identify abnormal emissions, leaks, waste issues, water quality change much earlier. And in doing so, it protects not only workers but also nearby communities, ecosystems, long-term trust in the organization. The deeper message here is that AI can help us become more aware of consequences, not just inside the fence, but beyond the fence, because our work must reflect in the community and we have to be ambassadors of the community and the environment as well.